Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the live stream today. I appreciate you joining up there. I know you probably heard two bells for the opening, but hey, nonetheless, though, with the markets opening up this morning in a pretty weird way. So the SPY was actually kind of gapping up this morning. Now we're pulling back down as Nvidia kind of tanks the market a little bit lower here. These Nvidia earnings are not what people were hoping for. The earnings obviously came in a lot lower than expected. And whenever you're looking at these preliminary numbers, I guess you would call them, that's what they're calling them here anyways, they came in at 6.7 billion versus an outlook of 8.10 billion. That's actually a pretty bad miss there, to be honest. Like, whenever you think of like misses and people changing earnings around and stuff like that, to miss by over a billion is obviously a little bit worrying, especially whenever you're only sitting there like around 8 billion or something like that. But nonetheless, though, that is a pretty bad thing to see. These earnings were, I guess you could say, like revised a little bit lower here. It says that this is mainly because of weaker gaming revenue here. But yeah, we'll have to see what Nvidia can end up doing to help with these types of costs and stuff. And what else is interesting is that we have Nvidia tanking a little bit lower from this. We also had Intel. Let's see, they on their earnings recently, they also tanked off, which was, interesting. Now AMD tanked off and then actually moved up, so I'm curious to see where they end up going today. I wonder if they're going to kind of follow Nvidia a little bit lower. I know that earnings are obviously company specific, but sometimes that can bleed over into some of these other parts of the market. But good morning, guys. E says BBBY, let's go. So yeah, let's see. BBBY. Yep, 3 B's there. Bed Bath & Beyond. There we go. It is moving up. Keisha almost, or E, almost up there to the top. Almost breaking out above 12. I would say like 12.10. Somewhere right around there. But yeah, there we go. Seeing that nice breakout happen. Really good call, E. Honestly, that would have been nice to even enter as soon as you got in. I just saw Mike type Asana into the Discord. Yeah, that one's starting to pull back down a little bit, but yeah, BBBY is seriously moving up. That's actually a really nice move there. Very interesting. Wow. BBBY really running up there, though. Bed Bath & Beyond. I can't believe this thing's up so much this morning. I did see some other news across the board with it earlier in the morning, but nonetheless, though, I can't exactly put my finger on what it was. But I did see that people were saying it was running in the Discord. But yeah, it's had some really crazy moves the past couple days. Like, this is over recovered in a big way. We were at $4.42, went up almost 100%. Now we're up even higher, up to $12. I mean, that's a huge move, up over 100% from lows, guys, on Bed Bath & Beyond. That's pretty telling there, that's a big move. And then we have AMC also making a big run today, up 11% again. This is a big move as well on that 5-minute chart. It's starting to actually break out up above the highs, which is cool there. We have a run also running, which is amazing. RUN has been one of these big stocks over the past few months. One of those clean energy plays, and yeah, it's really showing its strength today. This breakout is actually pretty solid here. Yeah, up above $33 in a very nice way. You have Chewy starting to break out, which is cool, up to 46.14, maybe 46.50. So that's a big break there for Chewy. They're up to, wow, it's a very nice day for a lot of these growth stocks again, guys. I mean, it just seems like day after day lately, these growth stocks just keep going up. Let's see DraftKings here. DraftKings looks like it's going to try today, but man, they're another one that's very overextended in the shorter term. George says, hi, everyone. Heartbroken about Nvidia. Yeah, that's been a very tough thing, George, this morning. Obviously, Nvidia is one of my favorite stocks in the market, to be honest. I love them. I love AMD. I love Intel. I like all the bigger chip stocks in the market, but yeah, they are down. I will say, though, just look at the chart over the past few weeks. they are down with earnings, or you know, with these preliminary earnings coming out, but nonetheless, you know, they're down. But like, look at this, like the movement's not that bad. They're definitely well off the low of 140. You know, we're still like 40 points away from 140, so that's some good news there. Maybe Nvidia can start to bounce off of some of these supports and start to come back up. That would obviously be the main hope. But yeah, those earnings were obviously not good. They were expecting $8.1 billion in revenue, and it looks like they're only coming in with 6.7 here on this preliminary, I guess you would say, outlook. I don't know like what you would say. I guess because they obviously were expecting 8.1, so now they revised their earnings, I guess, down to 6.7. I guess that's another way to say it, but yeah, either way though, that's obviously lower. It says down here that 6.7 billion is down 19% sequentially and up 3% from the prior year. So only 3% from last year. It's obviously not the best whenever you're looking at, you know, a lot of other stocks out there in the market. You usually see better year over year numbers, even out of some of these like, you know, like growth stocks and stuff. They'll have a lot better numbers than that most of the time, at least on revenue growth. That doesn't mean that they are profitable or anything, but that does, you know, obviously revenue growth though is important a little bit too. But they say that their gaming revenue was 2.04 billion, down 44% sequentially and down 33% from the prior year. Data center revenue was 3.8 billion, up 1% sequentially and up 61% from the prior year. So they were down a lot on their gaming revenue, but up a lot on their data center revenue. So that's pretty interesting. I wonder why that is. I don't know like what's causing that with Nvidia, but hey, hopefully these data centers and, you know, people that do cloud computing and stuff like that continue to obviously buy up a lot of these Nvidia chips and graphics cards and stuff like that. Let's see what else they have to say here. So here's their CEO. He says, our gaming products sell-through projections declined significantly as the quarter progressed. As we expect the macroeconomic conditions affecting sell-through to continue, we took actions with our gaming partners to adjust channel prices and inventory. Nvidia has excellent products and position driving large and growing markets. As we navigate these challenges, we remain focused on a once-in-a-generation opportunity to reinvent computing for the era of AI. So interesting. He's talking a lot about the AI, of course, reinventing computing and all that type of stuff. So it's very interesting nonetheless, though. Nvidia is a pretty big stock on the market. Looking at their 5-minute chart, though, obviously that they did not like these this revision. Obviously, you know, missing by over $1 billion is not good, and to see it coming down is just terrible in the morning. So yeah, just keep your eyes on Nvidia, AMD, and these chip stocks. They might get pretty I guess I could say pretty volatile here in the shorter term. Yeah, Purdy says, morning, everybody. Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Purdy, Vicky, Bill, Keisha, Jamie, E, George, Iranical. Thank you guys for joining up today. Yeah, but here's AMC. We're calling out a halt here. Let's see. Ant says it's been halted. So I trust you, Ant. I'm going to have to throw it up here on Thinkorswim. But yeah, there we go. It is definitely halted there. It's harder to tell on TradingView here, but yeah, that's pretty insane here, honestly. It's halted at 25.95, having that big run up this morning. I noticed GameStop is starting to come right in at second place here. They're up 12% themselves. So interesting to see with these meme stocks running today. I even see a lot of bigger stocks even up, like FSLR, Coinbase. Stocks like that are really running. Chewy's up. Yeah, look at Chewy. I mean, come on, guys. This is amazing. We're seeing some amazing breakouts today. Terrible move for Nvidia this morning, but overall, great moves for the overall stock market, I guess I could say. But wow, that is just, yeah, that is terrible. Terrible for Nvidia, but amazing for the rest. I know that was the big talk of the market this morning, though, was those Nvidia earnings. It's just like, yeah, like you just never want to see that. Yeah, and poor Nvidia. There is a few other stocks down too, like Palantir just down on their earnings. Those weren't good either. We can see here. Um, let's see. They showed a loss per share compared with projections for earnings, but the company beat revenue. So it says revenue increased 26% year over year, and commercial revenue grew 46% year over year. Here it is. It's a loss of 1 cent versus 3 cents expected. So they lost slightly on that. They beat on their revenue. I mean, wow. It says their miss was due to a decline in investments in marketable securities. I want to see here. Ah, Glazer said Palantir had weak guidance and it's due to the lumpiness of government work, but that he is confident in the company's pipeline. They're expected to report revenue between 474 million, 475 million for its third quarter, and between 1.9 and 1.902 billion for the full year. So I guess they're missing there on those outlooks and expectations. So yeah, it's actually pretty big here for Palantir. I mean, their revenue's still growing though, which is great. I mean, honestly, it's not the worst earnings report ever. I don't know why they're down so much. Let's see that daily chart. Yeah, I mean, Palantir's still up a lot though from the low. We were up, wow, almost getting close to 100% there for a while on Palantir, but now, yeah, we're obviously coming back down now. Like I said though, we're still up a lot from that low, even though these earnings aren't the best today. Like I said though, the earnings, they're not the best, but they're not the worst either. Like that revenue beating is honestly not bad. I guess the main thing is their outlook, but they kept saying very positive statements. Like look at the CEO here. The strength and momentum we are seeing with our customers in the United States is a reflection of the refinement and what would I say, maturation. Yeah, the strength and momentum we are seeing with our customers in the United States is a reflection and of the refinement and maturation. I can't say that word this morning of our software platforms, which we believe will continue, leading to increasingly broad adoption across sectors. So sounds good. They have a lot of obviously momentum with their U.S. customers, which is good. I know I can't say maturation this morning, or yeah, I think that's how you'd say it. Either way, I just cannot talk today. But yeah, hopefully you guys are having a great day. It's been a nice morning. Everybody's calling out these awesome stocks today. ChargePoint, Twilio, Rocket Lab. This is awesome. So yeah, ChargePoint. There we go. Running up to $17. Rocket Lab, RKLB. Running up to $5.68, almost $6 there. Big resistance coming up at 6 on Rocket Lab. Let me put that resistance up there at the top. There we go. Yeah, Rocket Lab looks really good on that daily chart though, guys. I mean, amazing there. Iranical called out Fubo earlier. Yeah, Fubo had a big breakout too, up above 375, almost up to $4 now. Let's go. Iranical said it's up 11%. Now it's up 13%. Iranical, that's awesome. Keisha says, don't sound so down, Tom. Are you down about Nvidia's results? Yeah, I was. As I was talking about it, I was a little bit sad with those, a little bit sad with Palantir, but overall though, the growth stocks going up today, they make up for it. Like look at DraftKings, it's up 3%. I'll take that. We have AMC running up. George says to look at that. Yeah, that's running up today too. Big move there. Keisha, even you said Twilio's trying to recover, which is cool. They're up a lot today too. So yeah, lots of great moves today, even though obviously we did have the negative reports with Nvidia and Palantir. Like I said, though, Palantir wasn't that bad, but I know that this morning even banks were up, like JP Morgan and Bank of America were up earlier. Looks like they are down a little bit more now, but yeah, overall a good day, Keisha. I'll take it. You also said MDB and Runner running. MDB, this one's funny. Oh my gosh, look at that move this morning. 4.25%. That's actually pretty big there. Pretty big. Let me see my watch list here on Thinkorswim. Palantir, JD, AMD. Some few stocks down in the red. Let's see what's up at the top. We have Fubo, of course. You know what else is up today a lot that's a pretty big stock over the past few weeks is Beyond Meat. Beyond Meat is actually having a very nice pop up today, up to 42.89. Let's look at that daily chart for them. Yeah, this stock's getting a little bit overextended in the short term, but in the long term, it actually has a long way to go. But yeah, that's big for Beyond. I think AMC is unhalted, guys. Let's see that. Let's go see that really quickly. Maybe on like a 1 minute. Yeah, let's see what happens here now that it unhalted. It started coming back down a little bit, so I'm curious to see which way this ends up going today. Do you guys like market halts, or do you guys not like them? I know they're actually supposed to help, but obviously a lot of people don't obviously want to see that, of course, too much. But still is trying to eye up some bigger movers here today. Let's see. What do we have here? Purdy says, has anyone heard of or used the MCDX smart money indicator for their trades? I find it useful for confirmation. No, I've never even heard of that. Purdy, never even heard of that. MCDX smart money indicator. Yeah, I've never even heard of it before. It's on TradingView though. You know, maybe I have heard of this. Like a long time ago though. Whenever I was into indicators a lot more, I probably heard of it. Let's see if we can find it here. Oh. I don't know if I want a community script or not. Yeah. Dang it. I don't know if I want that. Oh. Oh, okay. Now I'm remembering a little bit better. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, pretty interesting. I'm like I said, I haven't used this indicator in forever, but hey, it looks really interesting down here with all the red, the yellow, and the green and everything. Obviously, these all mean something. I'm not too familiar anymore with what exactly this does. Let me see the settings here. Oh wow. Okay, see there's a lot of stuff to change. I have no idea what this is. Unfortunately, I haven't used this, like I said, I haven't been big into indicators in a while. The only things that I ever use are like simple moving averages, maybe exponential moving averages, so SMAs, EMAs, just a couple things like that. I don't really like to get too much into the indicators anymore. I found that, you know, they might help you for a while, but in the end, you'll end up, I don't know, at least in my experience, you know, obviously it's not like this for everybody, but I'm just somebody who indicators are not the best thing to me. I'd rather just eye up good support and resistance lines, just eye up price action, like eye up some good momentum on breakouts and stuff like that. I've been trading the market for like 7 years now, so I'm kind of just used to how the movement goes. Obviously though, like I'm not saying indicators are bad. Some people do amazing with them. I'm not into too many indicators. Now, obviously, you know, I have I have the algo here up on the chart. I have stuff like that where it'll tell me like oversold, overbought areas and stuff, kind of like on the SPY here. But that's about it. You know, I don't really look at anything crazy like that MCDX or like there's even been crazier things out there like crazy oscillators that throw things all over your charts and you know stuff like that. Like that's just it's not me. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's just I haven't found success with that over the course of 7 years personally. But I will say, guys, today the market's been great. Like, look at the SPY here. This is having an amazing move, amazing breakout. Like, what's going on here? That's actually really nice. So That's big. Purdy said the red indicates big money like hedge funds and banks. Yellow is a day trade. Green is a retailer money on the MCDX. So let me do that again. MCDX. All right, so red, he says, is the big money. Yellow is day trade. Green is retailer money. Okay, so like, so like Purdy, like tell me like if this is like correct here. Then in that in with like saying what you said there, red indicates the big money. So since there's a lot of green right here, does that mean that most of this in the morning, this movement was done by retail traders? And if that's the case, how are they getting that into an indicator form here that quickly? I don't know. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just trying to learn on it here. Because that's pretty interesting that like pre-market right there is there's so much green going on there. I'll come back to this though. Keisha says Netflix got the pop. There we go. Yes, it did. Netflix had a big breakout up above our resistance level that we posted last week at some point. That's a pretty big breakout though, guys. Like honestly, that's not bad at all. That's really cool to see. Yeah, I like this. Big breakout, like you said, with Netflix. That is actually a huge move up today. Keisha also said FTNT. Let's see, FTNT, Fortinet. Yeah, they're doing pretty good too, Keisha. Only up like 1%, but overall they're doing pretty good. This one's interesting. Look at this. Look at this. This is so interesting. It shows on FTNT a lot of retail traders were trading it on Friday, and all of the institutions were trading it on Thursday before the big drop. So that's very interesting to me. I don't know. I like this, Purdy. This is a pretty fun indicator. If it's accurate. If it's accurate, that is. Yeah, that SPY's having a big breakout. Purdy says, yeah, it just tells you whether a move has big money to create support. I added a moving average for the red money as well. Oh, okay, I got you. Gotcha. Yeah, that's interesting though. It's a very interesting indicator. It's I'm gonna have to look that up a little bit more, obviously, and learn a little bit more into like how those calculations, like how are they calculating, like if it's retail traders or big money or whatever. Like I'm interested to see like where they get those calculations, but overall it's really cool. Usually I reference this chart after I want to make a play and see whether it lags. Oh, okay. Gotcha, Purdy. So yeah, like you said, you just kind of use it for like confirmation and stuff, but that's cool. But yeah, all these growth stocks and stuff are breaking out today, and along with those, we're having the SPY breaking out up above 417.30 now, all the way up to 417.40. This is actually a pretty big pop today for the SPY. Look at that big breakout. Actually, that's a big gap up this morning, which is interesting to me considering Nvidia was down so much. I figured that we'd end up tanking down a little bit. And Nvidia down drug a few other stocks down, like AMD. I know they didn't drag this one down, but Redbox is down too. Obviously, that's not a huge stock. We have BABA in the red a little bit. Yeah, a few stocks are red today. Most of them are green, though, by quite a bit on the watch list here. Like all the growth plays like we talked about, like Roblox. Roblox just broke above the pre-market high of today, and they're breaking above $50. So watch for this one. Watch for maybe PayPal here. PayPal's another one that is breaking out in a big way today, up above that high of Thursday or Friday. They're almost back up to $100 a share. PayPal is, so that would be big if they could get back up and hold above there. They did move up to there with earnings recently, but they still need to hold their ground a little bit better. That's for sure. Square needs to kick it into gear this morning too. They're up 3.4%. I just can't believe that I'm seeing all these stocks up like 10% plus today. I mean, that's just pretty insane. BYND. Very interesting. Purdy says they break it down by the amount of money per trade to classify it. The bars represent a percentage rather than the total value of dollars. Okay, yeah, I mean that makes sense, Purdy, but yeah, I'm curious like where they're I guess like this, like on TradingView, for example, like where that guy who made that custom indicator is getting that calculation for the percentages. You know what I mean? Like, how are they figuring out that's the big money or not? That's what I'm curious to see because it's obviously like kind of like in real time. So it's like it's kind of interesting. I will say, Purdy, I'm gonna look into it quite a bit over the next week, probably. Yeah, their Netflix continues to go. Almost triple top last week, but yeah, this week having the big breakout, which is nice. Keisha says, look at Meta. They better be breaking out. Yeah, look at Meta. There we go. That's a big pop. I actually had Meta as the free day trade today in Discord, and that thing exploded. There we go. That was amazing. Yeah, that was a big break with Meta. That was awesome. The guys in Discord are like, there we go. That's funny. Yeah, Meta had a big break though, guys. I had that in the free day trading channel in Discord this morning, up above $170.50. And man, that thing, talk about exploding. I mean, wow. It really broke. That is a pretty big move. Actually, yeah, I had Meta for a possible breakout above 169, actually. 169. So interesting. Yeah, right around that pre-market high there. Pretty much right after open, we just broke that and straight up exploded. It's still going. Like, gosh, these candles here are getting insane on Meta. Wow. Yeah, that's a really big move there. What's the total? 5% now at the top now, right, like right where we're at. We'll take that. Take that on the stock. I'm sure some of those weekly options are up a lot right now. Let's see Twitter though, with Meta and a few of these other stocks exploding. Twitter is too. I mean, they're up 2%. I'm not saying they're exploding, but they're definitely having a pretty good breakout as well, and we'll definitely take that. Look at Twitter on this daily, guys. I mean, what kind of setup is this? It's like a W almost. W for winner, I guess, because they're beating Elon Musk here. No, that's funny. I'm actually surprised Elon didn't keep trying to buy Twitter here. I'm surprised he cut the deal off. There must have been a lot more bots on Twitter than people thought, that's for sure. Purdy says, let me know what you think when you look into it. Like I said, it's interesting, but I use it as a last piece of confirmation rather than basing a trade on it. Yeah, that's a good point. I'll keep that in my head too. Confirmations rather than, relying on it totally. So Iranical says, I can feel Fubo go to 20%. Let's see. Fubo, I hope so. It's all the way up to 14, almost 15%. Let's see the... Oh, yeah, that 5-minute chart's amazing. We're really breaking out. Let's see the daily chart. Daily chart looks like crap, but that's okay. Every growth stock looks like crap. Yeah, there we go. Up to $4. I mean, it's up almost 200% over the past few months. I mean, there's a low of like 235. So if we get up to like 460 something, that would be up 100%. But yeah, that's pretty big, Iranical. Fubo's definitely having a big day today. You can see the algo is giving it an overbought signal here on the daily. So I would keep that in mind. And in my opinion, we are also just getting overbought to me. But Purdy says, so tempting to get into a bearish option for AMC. Thoughts? Let's see. Good old AMC, one of my favorites. But yeah, let me know what stocks you guys are looking at. George earlier said Lucid. was breaking out above $19. Let me look at that real quick for George. I know I kind of skipped over it there, but yeah, Lucid is really having a nice day as well. Man, today's been a great day, guys. Smash that like button. Don't forget, it's been an amazing day. Smash the like button. We're seeing lots of stocks pop up today, especially a lot of these growth stocks that we've been loving a lot lately. Yeah, let's see. AMC prime for a short position or some type of bearish option. Let's see. Oh, okay, bearish options. I see. Yeah, high volatility, prime to sell. Yeah, I agree. I thought you meant like getting into puts or something. Yeah, let's see. I also agree though. High volatility, time to sell it. Let's see that in IV. AMC's IV is 179%. Holy, it is up a lot today. Wow, good call there, Purdy. I wasn't really looking at that IV. Honestly, I don't look at AMC too much. But yeah, I mean, seems pretty good, Purdy. Honestly, I mean, obviously though, you're not going to be able to short any naked calls or anything like that, but obviously shorting some calls and getting into some type of spread would be a pretty good way to go, I think, here. Honestly, taking advantage of try to take advantage if you can of the obviously increase in volatility. Like I said, try to sell some of those calls if AMC keeps going. You know, protect yourself, obviously get into a spread or something like that. But yeah, overall though, might be a pretty good play, honestly, with that IV is high, like you said. I would definitely try to short some type of calls here, Purdy. Unless AMC goes up to 5,000, then I'd cry. that could you imagine that? That would be insane. But AMC is one of the only ones that's scary to do it on to me. But I think as long as you're gonna do a good spread, you got it covered, Purdy. You just got to cover your you know, obviously have some long calls in the background too. Romaine says, I'm watching Boeing. Yeah, let's see. Boeing, good old BA today. Yeah, that's actually having an amazing move there, up above 168 for Boeing. That's big, bouncing off of support last week around 164. That's a big move today. I'll take that. Yeah, that's really good for Boeing here. I like this setup a lot in the short term. Let's go look at it on TradingView again. Boeing. Yeah, in the short term, just consolidating up here very nicely. I like that. Let's see the daily. The daily looks a lot worse, I know. Yeah, there's the daily. It's kind of turning back up, though, again. Honestly, I mean, not a bad-looking setup. Not a bad-looking setup at all, guys. Not at all. Good call, Romaine. That's actually not bad. Sean said Tilray and pot stocks are moving, are they? Tilray and the pot stocks. Is there some good news going through Congress? Let me type in Tilray here. Nothing there. CGC. Nothing. I don't know. Yeah, Tilray. Let's see CGC today. Yeah, CGC had bad earnings, but now they're up a lot. What the hell's happening here? This is weird. What? Benchmark cuts CGC's price target to $2 from $5. That's terrible. Piper Sandler maintains underweight on them, lowers the price target to 2.5. Like, what the, like, what's happening here with these poor marijuana stocks? Wow. But they're up a lot today. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it today. But wow, I mean, overall, there's price targets getting cut and everything. Like, this is terrible. But yeah, kudos for Tilray. I mean, I'm glad to see him going up, but for a stock that was once at $300, it's now at $4.30. I just don't even know what to think about it anymore. It's pretty insane, actually. It's insane in the membrane, like that old song that came out before I was born. Probably. Xbox Fanatic says, morning, how's it going? When do you think Tesla is going to hit 1,000 again? Ooh, I don't know about that. Never. No, I'm just joking. I like Tesla. I think they'll be fine. Oh, 1,000. Yeah, that's actually 1,200's more up there. But when do I think we'll hit 1,000 again? Let's see. Let's eye it up here. Let's eye up that chart. Okay. Okay. I would say they're gonna hit $1,000 after doing a lot of precise calculations now, like very precise. Okay, I mean, I want you guys to know this, like precise. I think that it's gonna hit 1,000 a share on June 7th of 2023. No, I'm just joking. No, seriously though, Xbox, in the short term, I would think it could honestly come up and hit it. I'm looking honestly right now, if we keep recovering up out of the rest of the market, Tesla's gonna hit 1,000 pretty quickly. I mean, honestly, it should, unless it just starts tanking off because they have some bad company specific news. But for right now, like a lot of stocks have been recovering up off of lows. Like look at Apple, look at Microsoft, look at Meta. Well, sorry guys, Meta's a bad example. They kind of suck compared to the rest, but they're starting to recover. Lately though, they've been down. Square's up a little bit. Like a lot of these stocks are starting to move up from lows, which is the main point I'm trying to get across. And if this keeps happening, Tesla is probably going to keep following suit. And Tesla's been one of the really strong ones. So I would think that Tesla has a really good chance to hit 1,000, maybe in the next couple months, even Xbox. So I would say, honestly, a good chance by like the middle to end of October. I think there's a good chance to hit $1,000. And it just depends though if the market keeps going. Obviously, if we have a big sell-off again, then that's gonna delay it by like a couple more months. So, but I feel like it'll be maybe like mid to late October, maybe November. Xbox. Seren says Meta is pulling back right after I just talked about it. Let's see, Meta coming back down. It did have that big move earlier though. Yeah, it's up 4.75. We were at 5% a few minutes ago. But yeah, we had that big move this morning, up above 169. Ever since then, it's been insane. Xbox says, who knows, given they should have their 3-for-1 split soon. Oh yeah, are they? I kind of forgot about that with Tesla. Xbox, are they having another split? I don't think they... Oh, here it is. There it is. Oh, it is later this month. Okay. Okay. I see. I forgot it was this month. Yeah, right there at the end. 25th of August. I was going to say, I thought that was further out, but yeah, there it is. That's actually going to be a pretty insane thing, Xbox. I'm surprised more people haven't been talking about that lately. I haven't been hearing too much about it personally, but yeah, that's big. 25th of August. Kind of forgot it was that close. That's big. I would think, I mean, given how these splits have went in the past, it usually runs up into the split, then ends up going down slightly after, but then usually continues up again, though. Like right here, you can see Tesla ran up into the split, had a big move up into it, and then as soon as the split happened, Tesla tanked off and consolidated for a few months before exploding. So the split worries me more than makes me excited. But I think the split will be good for Tesla, though, in the end. I think people are getting a little bit fed up with the share price being so high. And I understand that there's I forgot what they call this, fractional shares now. So, like, you could buy, like, if you only have $100 and Tesla's at 900, or, if you only have, like, a certain amount of money, like, let's say you only have $100, you're allowed to buy $100 of Tesla. It's just that, you're obviously not getting one share, but you can still make good money off of it, which is good. So Xbox says, indeed, I kind of hope I can have the resistance to sell. I want to hold longer, but I love making money. I feel you there. That'd be tough to, if you're up a lot on Tesla or something, yeah, it'd be tough to not sell. I mean, if you're up a lot, honestly, taking profits is never bad as long as you start to still average in and buy in low still. That's the thing. You can always average back in. It'll usually end up being okay as long as you're doing it, as long as you're selling up somewhere at the top, somewhere around it. Do you own a lot of Tesla Xbox? That'd be cool. I'd be curious to know your average price if you did own them. Honestly, everybody, if any of you guys own Tesla, I'd be curious to see all of your guys' average prices. Honestly, if you guys don't mind sharing those, that'd be some good like learning information. I'm curious where everyone bought in at. I'm curious if they bought in down here around 700, or if they bought in around 1,000 or higher, or if they were in lower even. Hopefully, people were in even lower, but that'd be really cool. Purdy says lower stock prices help with liquidity and options due to lower prices. Yeah, I know. It definitely does, Purdy. Definitely does. That's why a lot of times, those like Amazon options and stuff like that were getting annoying too. That's a good point. That is a good point with Tesla. I will say Tesla's options are very annoying. I don't even like trading Tesla's options because of the pricing. Like right now, 26th of August, at the money Tesla calls are going for, $4,200. Like that's just way too much for something expiring towards the end of the month on, such a volatile stock. Like, and the spread on it's pretty big too. It's like $100 spread, which isn't too crazy honestly, but it's just insane the volatility on these options. When I say volatility, I just mean the volatility because the stock's moving all the time, not necessarily all the volume on the options themselves, but all right, let's go back to the watch list, see what we got running up here today. Fubo still leading the way today. Fubo's still leading it, guys. Are you guys looking at trading Fubo or any of these stocks? It looks like they're getting a little bit overextended. Let's see AMC. Yeah, I know AMC was one of the overextended ones we were talking about a little bit earlier today. It's starting to look like a bit of supports forming here at that low of day, right around 24.55, 24.57, somewhere close to that. But I still feel like that we should be a little bit bearish with AMC here. I mean, this is a crazy move that this thing's been having, though. I'll give it that. It's been a very nice, crazy move. Personally, I just don't think it's obviously like worth the risk anymore on AMC. I don't think that we're gonna see like any crazy explosion or anything like that anytime soon. Going back to Tesla though, look at this intraday setup, guys. I noticed I have this on another chart in the background. I noticed Tesla's candle started pointing right back up here on the 5-minute chart. So I just wanted to point it out. It's looking like a pretty decent setup in my eyes. I really like the movement right here. I think it's overall having a pretty good bounce this morning. I'm really glad to see them running up above 900 too, and then holding. I think that's a really good confirmation that we just saw. So overall, I think it's really good there. Peter says, have you gone over JP Morgan yet? No, I haven't gone over any news on him or anything like that today. I did look at the stock a little bit this morning. The main thing I was seeing up here, obviously, is this triple top. I've had it up here for a little bit at like 116.50. It was a double top last week. We just hit off of it again today. Now we're coming right back off to the downside. So I found this interesting that JP Morgan was coming down though again. Overall in the morning it was seeming like a pretty good setup, but now we're pulling back. Let me go on Thinkorswim and see if there's any news with them. Yeah, I don't see any specific news for them specifically, but yeah, no specific news that I'm seeing right here, Peter. Maybe there's something on CNBC about banks or something. I don't know. I'm not really seeing anything that's necessarily killing the banks. Peter, let me know if you're seeing anything here. Maybe it's SoftBank. Some news with SoftBank here. I don't know. I'm lost. China announces fresh military drills around Taiwan. That's not good. We're gonna have to start shooting down some Su-25s and stuff like that. Here, look at this. Chinese Su-27, Su-35, Su-57. Here it is. The Su-57, I think, is their really cool jet in China. Yeah, here we go. Here's the size compared to ours. So our best one, at least that people know of, is the Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor. So that's obviously pretty big. They have the Sukhoi Su-57. Both are honestly pretty good. Both reach the same top speed. It looks like this one carries more fuel, but it's a lot bigger. It also weighs less. Must be made of something different. But nonetheless, though, I know that they're pretty badass aircrafts. I know ours are too. There's a lot of technology into both of these. I think ours are better probably. And who knows? They probably have spaceships and stuff they don't even tell us about. But nonetheless, though, pretty big. Talking about Lockheed Martin, though, let's go check them out. That could be pretty big. Yeah, Lockheed Martin. I mean, they've been pretty good running up here from that recent low. They honestly had that big move up with that news with Russia a few months ago, and yeah, it really started popping back up now again off that low. So interesting move. I'm glad to see that. Glad to see that every day. Peter said, yeah, it's been pulling back a bit, so I don't know either. Yeah, I haven't seen anything crazy with them, Peter. I'm nothing crazy this morning with any of the banks personally. I just feel like maybe they're just pulling back. It's hard to put your finger on this one exactly. I will say, though, the setups on the daily still look pretty bullish, even though they might be pulling back a little bit this morning. They might end up green by the end of the day or something. That'd be cool. Iranical says, I bought it put on QQQ. Let's see. Good old QQQ. That's probably I don't know. That seems like a scary one to me today, Iranical. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. It just broke out. It is pulling back now a little bit. I will say just be a little bit wary of confirmation here, Iranical. See this resistance I have, or not? Well, now it's support, but see this blue support I have posted? If this comes down and starts touching this and then bouncing back up off of this blue line, then I would be very worried about those puts. But hey, as long as it just blasts through here, then I think that we'll be totally fine. But yeah, let's go either way. Let's kill it, Iranical. I think you can kill it on that one today. E says CCL having a pop. Let's see. CCL. Yeah, there it is. $10.30, breaking out up above $10 today. $10 was the big resistance. So yeah, great to see. Big move back up. I remember I was trading CCL a couple months ago. They exploded up for us quite nicely. Yeah, now they're ripping right back up. Let's go see some of these casino stocks. We got Penn Gaming back on the move. That's great to see after their earnings disaster last week. Their earnings flew up initially, then came down, and now they're coming back up, trying to get back. We have Penn, we have MGM. MGM is just an amazing stock, guys. It's just an amazing hotel stock. Obviously casinos, they're into sports betting. Man, this stock they do a lot of stuff at MGM. And they've been kind of falling off lately, which has been making a pretty good opportunity, I think. It could go lower though, obviously. Very well could go lower. Keisha says, Tom, scroll back up and read my question. Yeah, sure thing. Sorry, Keisha. Sometimes there's so much going on here. I might miss something or get into a question, and then after I get into one, there might be a few more come out. But yeah, just keep reminding me if I miss one. In your opinion, is it better to hold your options contract if you are deep in the money, or would you roll it and take profit? Keisha, it honestly just depends. It depends on the stock. It depends on how I feel like the stock is gonna move. Um, it depends on a lot of stuff. If I will say though, if like for example, let's just say like I have the SPY, okay? Let's say I have the SPY and I have the 410 calls for this week, okay? See how 410 is a pretty big support. So what I would do is for SPY, I would go ahead and use this support, and you have calls, of course. So what I would do is if this expired, for example, at the end of this week, and I've been holding it for a little while and I'm up on it, personally, I would probably hold it here because you're in the money by quite a bit. Obviously, you need to go look at some of the Greeks too and check those out. But looking at this, like for example, just like a good example here, what I would do is just continue to hold it because the main thing is like you're in the money. You have to be in the money by a lot though in order to hold it. That's the thing. And as long as you continue to think the stock's going to go in your direction, then obviously it's smart. Now, obviously, if you're holding SPY at 410 and you're like, man, SPY looks so bearish though, I feel like by the end of the week, SPY might end up back around 411. Then you'd want to let it go. So like it's tough, like you obviously have to try to like predict the stock's movement and stuff like that too. It also depends how much you're in the money. So Keisha said, gotcha, thanks. I have a 340 call on MDB and it's got 3 weeks left. MDB. 3 weeks to go, a 340 call. Okay, so here's where I'm concerned with MDB, Keisha. You have 3 weeks to go, and MDB has moved from 340 to where we are now in only 2 days. So imagine that. You have 5, 10, 15 days left if there's 3 weeks, and we're only counting, weekdays. So 15 days left, and within 2 days, we ran up to 377. I mean, within 15 days, we could easily start tanking back under 340. So it's kind of tough. If I were you, Keisha, now, like you said, you have a 340 call. Do you only have one or do you have multiple? Because I would really recommend selling out of like half of this or something. Like if I were you, I would scale out, maybe sell a couple contracts here, maybe hold a couple contracts more. That's what I would do personally. And yeah, looking at that at the daily, you said 387. Yeah, nice. That is a good level up there. I agree with that level there at 387. I am seeing also resistance kind of like right where we are now, right around 380 as well. But yeah, Keisha said they only have one. Okay. All right. Yeah, you only had one. So yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. I would scale out usually. That way you can take profits, then hold a little bit more. Kind of like, oh, you're not. It's never mind. I was gonna say we have a premium play going on right now with Penn that we took half on, and we're kind of scaling out with. And we took half profits, like 50%. Now we're kind of scaling it out as we go. But yeah, you only have one, so you can't scale it. So yeah, like you said, I'll probably take profit at 387 on the daily. I think that's smart to take profits there up around 387. It's obviously on a big tear right now, so I think it's smart though to take profits sometime soon. I mean, just look at how much it's been up over the past couple weeks. So like if I were you, yeah, I would look at this and I would predict it would be coming back down sometime shortly, at least a little bit. I don't think that it's gonna necessarily tank off to lows, but I could see it coming down for a few days or maybe a week or something. Yeah, well, that's where rolling it comes in. Yeah, but Keisha, you don't want to roll something up at the top. I mean, you're rolling a stock, you're rolling a very risky, volatile stock. Well, after it just went up, 50% or something like that. Yeah, it's just not smart to me. I think it's smart to do plays like rolling it and stuff. I think rolling it can be smart in other circumstances, like if you're like trading, like maybe like shorting puts and stuff like that. I like rolling that a lot better. I just don't like rolling out calls too much. I think that it's too risky, and you know, your chances of winning are probably fairly low on it, which sucks. Unless you get deep in the money again. That's the only issue, is that it's just up so much right now. It's like, oh man. If we were talking about rolling it while you're still down here, might not be quite as bad. Yeah, I would expect it to come down a little bit. It's a tough one. It's a good setup though. I mean, good setup, good trade, and hey, I'm glad you're winning on it. That you put yourself in good position though, Keisha. That's the good thing. And I've had this on my chart for a while too, with this like wedge here, and we started really breaking that, so that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like Purdy said, usually only if I'm selling a put or selling a call and it goes against me, that'll usually be the only time I roll it out too. I normally never roll the naked ones, but you definitely can sometimes though. Peter said it looks like too that on the 5 year it's in a head and shoulders pattern and it's at the top of that range. Are you talking about MDB? Let's see on the 5 year. Oh, it does kind of, Peter, doesn't it? Yeah. I see that, Peter. Nice, nice. Yeah. I kind of like that. Yeah. I see what you're talking about. Like, I just kind of drew the range here. Yeah. I see that. It's pretty cool. Good eye, Peter. I will say, though, it kind of looks like the head and shoulders pattern kind of is almost played out already. Like, we're getting towards the end of that pattern, honestly, which is good. Yeah, Keisha, I wonder if I drew this out for you a while ago, this little wedge down here. I probably did. I probably drew it because you were talking about it, honestly. And look at all the oversold signals on the algo down here at the bottom. That's cool. Yeah, like Peter said, nice trade nonetheless. It was, yeah, it's good. You're always in a good position, which is nice. So that's great to see. Yeah, let me know if you guys want to see any last minute stocks or options or anything, though. We can definitely check them out here over the next few minutes. Probably be wrapping things up here shortly. Asana's been one of the big runners today. I'm trying to find the big movers. FSLY, Fastly, FSLR is another one. FSLR, First Solars. They're all coming down now. You know, we had a lot of momentum early on, a lot of good breakouts, and now a lot of things are starting to fall back off to the downside. There's Meta coming back. CZR is coming down. Netflix. Yeah, I mean, you name it. If it was up this morning, it's been pulling back a little bit. Netflix actually is still holding up pretty well, but I will say that even they are not looking the best. Even they're pulling back a little bit, which a little bit unfortunate there. Let's go see Coinbase. Coinbase falling under $100. Yeah, definitely not what you want there. $100 is a pretty big level, guys. That's not what you want to see at all. Wow, Penn Gaming is coming back. That's big there. Someone in Discord asked me about Nokia. How do you guys think about Nokia? Let's see. Wow, it's set up actually. It's not the worst. It's not the worst setup I've seen. I will say though, we're kind of up around resistance. Yeah. It's like right on resistance, Nokia is. Huh. Yeah, it really is actually right on it. That's kind of interesting. George says CRSR at a strong resistance here on the 1 hour, 1 day. Corsair. Yeah, it is actually. Good call. Yeah, right around 1670, I guess you'd say. Yeah, 1675 maybe. Interesting. That's pretty big there, George. I own some Corsair, so I will admit it has not been very hot over the next however long. So yeah, it is pretty nuts though. That's a pretty bad drop. Trading Lifestyle or Peter says SPY is breaking down right here. Is it? Let's see. I hope so. I was kind of looking for a pullback earlier, but yeah, it took a while. Yeah, it's starting to pull back down a little bit. I will say I really am happy with the way SPY is breaking out today, though. I will say that, guys. Like, honestly, it's not bad, the breakout. We're getting right up into resistance, which is a little bit negative. You know, there's a lot of resistance right where we are, but we did start to break today from last week. So I like that. It's just that overall resistance is making it tough. Peter says, I hate it and I love it. Nokia just has too many shares and not enough volume. I've been on it for years now. Okay. Yeah, interesting. Love it, hate it. I guess it's just one of those ones you just got to time it up right. Try to get in at the right time on a good support or something. Yeah, hopefully you can start to break out, though. I know a lot of people have been trading it. Iranical says, put on the QQQs working for me. Support for get out of option. Let's see. I'll look for it, Iranical. Let's see. Look for a nice support for you. Ooh, it actually just touched support. Iranical, it ran down and touched support around 324.50. Okay? Remember earlier, Iranical, I said, be careful of this level. I said, it might come down and bounce off of this and move back up. Now, we're not having a total move back up yet. We could still easily break down through this over the next few minutes, but just be careful. If you see this reverse hard here and this starts to come back up in a big way, you might want to cut that put there. Hopefully, though, for your sake, we break below 324.50, and then we'll start to move back towards 323, more like, more like 323.50, then 323. Then I think those will be the next two supports down there. But the big level here is at 324.50. And I remember when you asked about this earlier, I drew this support level here. So, yeah, just watch this. If we keep bouncing off of this up, I'd probably cut it. But yeah, have a great rest of your day, guys. I really appreciate you all joining up today. I appreciate all the awesome questions. I feel like we had a lot of good conversations today. A lot of good questions. I really like the questions like Keisha was asking. You know, obviously they're pretty in-depth questions. Sometimes it might even put me on the spot a little bit, but hey, it's cool. You know, that's how you learn, and it's how it's kind of how, you know, you kind of talk about playing out your positions, and I like doing that. So yeah, thanks for the questions, Keisha. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Purdy, Keisha, Peter, George, Vicky, E, Iranical, Xbox. Xbox, your name always gets me, I'm telling you. I'm Fierce, Ant, Jamie, I appreciate you guys. Bill W, have a great rest of your day. Let's keep killing it. Let's hope these growth stocks keep coming up today. It's been a pretty crazy day so far. At least DraftKings is in the green, though. I'll take that. So, yeah, have a great week.